Hello, everyone, and welcome to David and Jeff's Survivor Podcast. I'm David, and with me, as always, is
Jeff.
How are you doing today, Jeff?
I am absolutely wonderful. How are you, David?
I'm doing all right. I have a little bit of a cold, but I think I'll be fine, and I'm excited to do this podcast with you. Jeff and I are doing a special podcast. We're still hoping to do our traditional preview podcast with Kathy Sleckman. It's always great to hear her unfiltered thoughts about the upcoming season and what she thinks.
Always one of my favorite podcasts of the year.
Yes. But we are going to be actually simulating a season, a hypothetical Survivor Cambodia. So we're going to take the cast, the two tribes, and we're going to play it out from beginning to end. Now, a couple points. Number one, we are not spoiled. All right? So this is purely hypothetical. The only thing it's based on is pre-game alliances and interviews that we've heard people talk about. They've been releasing the interviews on CBS.com and through Dalton Ross on EW and other things, Gordon Holmes on Xfinity. So taking all that into consideration, what they're saying, we'll try to anticipate a little bit. And the rest is all just hypothetical, trying to get in the minds of the people on the island. So we have no idea what actually happened on Survivor, but we're going to simulate it. We're going to have a lot of stuff random. Jeff is going to be our randomizer, so he will be determining randomly who wins the challenges, who finds an idol, how the tribe swaps are going to happen, who's going to be on what tribe. So all that will just be determined randomly. So obviously, any of those things could actually be completely different in the actual season, which could totally change this. But we're just having some fun in doing this hypothetical season.
Yes. And I think it's important to note that if we get the boot list exactly right, then I think Jeff Probst owes us $1 million. I think that's how that works.
All right.
Because there's like a 1 in a million chance that you get the boot list exactly right in order.
Yeah, that would be pretty impressive. So we are starting with the two tribes as they are divided that was announced. There are rumors, and we are going to assume the rumors are true, that they are going to be splitting the tribes into 3 once they get down to 18.
And David, I don't even know that I don't even know that those are rumors. Like Jeff Probst said in an interview, there will be 3 tribes at some point.
Yeah.
So it was unclear as to how exactly that was going to happen, but 18 seems to be the most logical place for it.
Yeah. It's near confirmed. I don't think he flat out said, but he alluded to it very strongly. We are also anticipating, this one hasn't been said, but we're anticipating that they're going to swap again down to two tribes at a certain point as well, just because it gets a little harder, especially if one tribe is dysfunctional. It gets hard when you only have 3 or 2 people on a tribe. Other than that, we're doing a typical 12-person merge, 8-person jury, final 3. Pretty typical for a 20-player season. Is there anything I'm forgetting?
I would just reiterate that we are not spoiled. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you can still watch this episode. You can still get your weekly fill of David and Jeff, and you'll be fine. I promise.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about hidden immunity idols. So there's some things different this year that they're doing. First of all, the hidden immunity idols are going to be hidden at the challenges, and not actually on the island itself, or at their camps, which I think could be very interesting. I don't know. What are your initial thoughts on that, Jeff?
I kind of love the twist. My fear with it is it's going to really... Well, no, you know what? That may not even be a fear. I really like the twist because my thinking is on most challenges it might be like attached to the bottom of the puzzle table or hanging off of something. And so it's going to be part of the challenge where only a certain number of people are going to be at that stage. Like, not the entire tribe is going to be doing the puzzle. So now you've got someone like Joe, maybe, who finds the clue, who maybe isn't the best puzzle solver, but will be like, no, I really want to do the puzzle today, and everyone's gonna, so I think it will add some interesting dynamics in what you're doing, and people are maybe gonna try to force their way into certain roles, but not like make it obvious that that's what they're. I don't know. There are just some really interesting things that could happen.
Yeah, and I don't know if you read, Gordon Holmes did a preview of the immunity challenge that him and the press ran, and they actually had the hidden immunity idol hidden in it, and they told Dalton Ross exactly where it was. But this whole tribe knew that he was going to be trying to get it. So they were still trying to look out and trying to find, to catch him getting it. And their tribe ended up winning the challenge, and Dalton ended up getting the idol without any of them noticing. So
really, see, and I'm wondering if Jeff is going to announce that. He has not said whether or not he's going to be announcing that the hidden immunity idols are going to be hidden at challenges.
I would think that he would not, just from the.
That's my guess too. But
I'm just saying, if a tribe of people knowing that someone's looking out for it didn't even see him do it, I think it could be really easy for someone to get it without being detected by their tribe.
Yeah.
Especially because in a challenge, everyone's so focused and driven.
Yeah.
That you're maybe
How do you feel about them making the idols, some of them childlike and some of them really intricate?
Yeah, that's the other twist. That each idol is going to look different. They're not going to all look the same, and some of them could be very fancy and high production value, and others could be very low quality idols. I think it's a very interesting idea. I've always sort of said, well, why do they all have to be the same? Why could they look different? I don't know about the production quality. If they make one that actually looks like a stick, like from Micronesia, I don't know. That seems a little lame, but I can see, maybe having it bare bones and it's all like wood instead of painted up or stuff. Like, I could see varying degrees of that. I think it's interesting so that no one knows, oh, is this the real idol or this is the fake idol?
Yeah. And I actually wonder how much effect it's going to have on the game, but I think it could lead to some interesting conversations.
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out. Other than that, they haven't really talked about any other twists this season, have they?
Nope.
So hopefully, I don't think we need many more twists. I think that's the players that we have this season are going to bring a lot of entertainment to the game, and I don't know if we need 5 billion twists this season. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I agree.
So now that we talked about the twists, let's get on to our simulation. So let's first start. They have announced the tribes are this. Bayon tribe consists of Joe, Jeremy, Sierra, Steven, Tasha, Kimmy, Cass, Keith, Monica, and Andrew. Do you have the other tribe, Jeff?
Yes, the other tribe consists of Jeff Varner, Spencer, Terry, Vetus, and Wu for the males, Abby Maria, both Kellys, PG, and Shireen for the females.
Yes. So we're simulating the season. We're splitting up into 2 tribes. Just some initial thoughts here. Who's in a good position? Who's in a bad position on both tribes? Let's start with Bayon.
Bayon is the pink tribe. That's the one that you announced.
Yes.
I think that Savage and Jeremy look like they're probably in a good place. Maybe even Savage, Jeremy, and Joe, because they're kind of the alpha male types, and I think they might kind of gravitate towards each other. Sierra and Monica have that sort of young female, but then you have Kimmy and Cass, who are a little bit on the older side. I think they might both be moms.
Yes,
Kimmy and Tasha.
Oh, not Tasha. Cass.
Tasha's not a mom?
No, just Kimmy and Cass.
Okay, so Kimmy and Cass. I'm not sure where Cass stands on this tribe. If she can kind of get a Misfits alliance together, it could be good for her.
Yeah, I think some people who are definitely Not in a good position right at the start would be Cass. I think a lot of people have some preconceived notions of her, very weary of her. I think Steven, a lot of people think Steven is like the greatest player ever in this tribe. They all think like he's super manipulative and a super schemer. So I think he could be a target. I think Kimmy is naturally going to be on the outs no matter what tribe she's in. I think she just has a slightly grating personality.
Slightly.
And I think anyone other than that, I think Joe, I think actually lucked out with the tribe he's on. I think
Totally.
that this tribe is going to be fairly open to keeping him. I think if he was on the other tribe, he'd be in big danger. But I think Sierra's another one of those people that could be in danger. I could see someone like Jeremy being very weary of her. Jeremy and Andrew both like to keep the strong alpha males, and they could see her as sort of a schemer. And obviously, she's not that athletic in the challenges. The good thing for her is, like I said, I think the other targets are bigger than hers.
Yeah.
And I think you and I talked at one point, and Keith is always just sort of a wild card to me. And they could decide, let's just get this guy out, or they could say, well, he's an easy number, let's just use him.
Yeah. See, and my thing is, I'm thinking that he's going to be the easy first boot. In fact, in my prediction that didn't really include any sort of randomized challenges or anything, and it wasn't really a logicked out prediction of who's going to vote for who. He was 20th place because I think they're just going to, I think they're going to hold off on the drama. I don't think they're going to do that the first round. I think they're just going to get rid of the easy first boot, and he is that on his tribe.
Well, we'll see.
I hope not. I love Keith. You know that.
Yeah. Well, let's switch over to Takeo, the other tribe. Who do you think is in a good position and bad position in this tribe?
Okay, so good position, I think Jeff Varner. He's got a couple of the old school people, old school meaning like pre-heroes versus villains in my mind. And he was pretty active in that community. So he's got a couple of those people, which is good. He's not on a super athletic tribe, which I think is good for him. He doesn't have kind of the boys club mentality. I think Spencer's in a about as good of a place as he could be. I know he was at risk of being the first boot. I don't know that that's going to happen on this tribe. And I would say that Kelly Wentworth is in a pretty good position. She's got some girls on her tribe who she can actually work with, who I don't think are going to be in too much of a hurry to get rid of her. So,
yeah. Now, there was a pre-game alliance that is pretty well known and talked about, and I know if you read Jeff Varner's interviews, he pretty much flat out says it. That first it was with Shane Powers, who is not in the game, but it was also with Terry and Kelly Wigglesworth, which is a very interesting one. So I could see them looking out for each other, and they also sort of said that Vetus was a part of it, but he didn't know about it.
Yeah, so Vetus and Sierra. And I thought there was one more person.
But Jeff also said he made an additional alliance with Shireen and Spencer and Kelly Wentworth as well. So he sort of has a dual alliances going on. And he talked about how, Kelly Wentworth could be someone that he has in his pocket that people wouldn't expect.
Yeah. I think Varner's going to be really the focus of a lot. Like, until he gets voted out, I think he's going to be a major focus of the season because it seemed like he pre-gamed pretty hard. Maybe harder than anyone.
Now, with that, you may think he's in a really good spot, but I could also see him playing too hard, and they all see it right away.
Yep,
and I think that he actually could be the first person out, or out early. I don't think he could be the first person out. Not as likely. I mean, there's a possibility, but I think he could get screwed in a in the 3-tribe swap situation, depending on who's he's on a tribe with. If anyone's caught on, and especially people maybe he's made enemies with because he chose a side, then he could be in danger.
I think what he needs to do is he's got 2 rounds he needs to survive until he can kind of figure out what's going on. He needs to make sure both of his alliances agree to get out Wu. If he can do that, presuming they're only in 1 vote, if he can do that, he's in a really good position, and then he just needs to cross his fingers that he gets a group at the swap.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I think Abby Maria is, again, always going to be in a vulnerable position. I don't think anyone is really wanting to align with her. She can be very outspoken. I think Wu is in not a great position. I think he could last a little while just for challenge-wise. But, again, he doesn't seem to be anyone's first choice for alliance. So he's just going to be there.
And, I actually didn't expect this. I thought Tasha and Wu were going to get together, even though they weren't in the same alliance in Cagayan. They don't really have a bad relationship, it seems like. I mean, Tasha even voted for Wu to win. And I just thought that they would put Spencer and Cass on the same tribe. I don't know why they didn't take that opportunity.
I think they actually split the tribes fairly smart. Until I heard who Jeff's pregame alliance was. I thought they did a pretty good job of splitting up it by seasons and by making sure, certain people were not together. And I think Spencer and Wu never had that great of a relationship, so I think I understand. And Tasha and Cass definitely did not have, the greatest relationship. So they tried to, even if they were from the same season, they tried to get people who maybe weren't aligned together. Same thing with Jeremy and Keith, who were sort of at odds with each other during the game. They made sure to split up Vetus and Sierra. They made sure to split up Joe and Shireen. They made sure to have Abby, Maria, and Cass on different tribes. So I think they did a really good job with splitting it up initially.
I agree. I just think they should have put Spencer and Cass on the same tribe, especially with the knowledge that Cass is very likely the first person voted out.
Yeah. So let's get to it. They've been making alliances. They've been getting their camp ready, and it's time for the first immunity challenge. It's time to randomly select who wins the first challenge, Jeff.
Do you want to do the idol first?
Oh, yeah. So we are going to randomly see if anyone finds the idol. So first we're going to do, starting at the game, there's a 25% chance that someone, right? Is it 25?
Yep, 25% chance on each tribe.
That someone could find the idol, but they could. So there's a 75% chance this first round that no one does. It will increase as we go along. And then if we do get a yes, then we'll randomly determine who is the one that finds it.
Mm-hmm.
But
so on the Takeo tribe, no one has found the hidden immunity idol.
All right.
And on the Bayon tribe, someone has found the hidden immunity idol.
Wow, that was fast. All right, who is it?
Okay, so I'm going to do 1 through 10, and they're ordered the way that I have them ordered on my Excel spreadsheet here.
Okay.
So the winning number is 3. Who do you think that is?
I don't know. Who is it?
It is Joseph.
Joe found the hidden immunity idol. All right.
Okay. Good job, Joe. So now we have to randomize who wins the challenge.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a 1 or a 2. A 1 means Takeo wins. A 2 means Bayon wins. And the winner is Bayon.
Oh. All right. So Takeo is going to Tribal Council. So I know in pre-game interviews, Jeff was hardcore campaigning for Spencer to go out.
Yes, this is true.
Be the first boot. However, like we said, he is sort of actually in an alliance with Spencer as well as other people. But I think Spencer could be a target. Again, I think Jeff has a slight target on him. I think Abby Maria or Wu is in danger.
So yeah,
Other than
here's
that,
my thought. My thought is that if Jeff really does have these really strong two alliances, I think he's smart enough to realize that Abby Maria is a common enemy for all of them, and he can tell both of his. If he's smart, he'll tell both of his alliances to get rid of either Abby or Wu, and that way he won't make any enemies on the first vote. If it really is him kind of at the helm of both of these alliances, I think that's the potentially what's going to happen.
yeah, could we say that everyone else? Well, Vetus was another one that people were targeting. Could you see Spencer and his crew wanting to take out Vetus?
Not really at this point. I mean, because that other tribe is so strong in terms of their male power. They've got Savage, Jeremy, Joe. I mean,
Yeah.
and some pretty strong females as well. So I don't think they're going to want to get rid of Vetus.
Okay. I think both Kellys are safe for this first vote.
Yeah.
I think PG's pretty safe for the first vote, just because she's a useful number to anyone. I think Terry's pretty safe for the first vote. Shireen, I actually think is fairly safe for the first vote.
On this tribe, yes.
Yeah, on this tribe. So I think it's between Wu, Abby Maria, Spencer, and Jeff. And we're sort of leaning towards Jeff. We're giving him credit that he'll be able to handle it and not overplay. So it's a matter of if we think he'll go for Spencer at the jugular or if he'll get everyone to vote out Abby Maria or Wu.
My inclination would be that he would go the Abby Maria or Wu route.
Okay.
I don't
and
think
at this point, they'd probably get out Abby just challenge-wise, right?
Yeah, and I would
mean,
think that Varner is well versed enough in Survivor to know that he needs a guy like Spencer to like stick around. If you know what I mean, like a kind of a bigger, cockier male. But I don't know.
All right. My gut tells me that he's going to target Spencer right away, but I'm okay with most All-Star, returning player seasons. They usually go for the collective easy decision. So I'm okay with saying Abby Maria gets out first.
Okay. So I assume Varner is voting for Abby. Spencer would be on that boat. Terry would be on that boat, and so would Vetus. We know that Kelly and Kelly would be on that boat.
Yeah.
Does PG vote with them?
Yeah. I don't think PG would vote for them. I think Wu would vote with them. It's not like
Shireen as well?
I don't think Abby really has any alliances here.
And so do you think Abby votes for Spencer? That would be my guess.
If I had to guess, I would think that Jeff would talk to Abby and say, oh, yeah, we're getting rid of Spencer. And then that way he would be like, well, I couldn't take out Spencer now, or I could get rid of Abby. And
leaves his options
just
open.
it's easier to convince everyone to get rid of Abby than it is Spencer.
Okay, so the first round is done. Abby Maria goes home on a 9-1 vote.
All right. So it is now time
for idols. So will someone from the Takeo tribe find an idol?
It's now at 33%, correct?
And no, they do not. Correct. It was 33%. No one found it. The Bayon idol is gone, so it's straight to the challenge.
Straight to
Are
the
you
challenge.
ready, David?
I'm ready.
Takeo wins immunity.
All right. Come from behind.
Okay. So let's just get a breakdown of the alliances we have here. Are there any confirmed pregame alliances on this tribe?
We haven't really gotten any confirmed ones, no. At least not that I've seen. I definitely think, that Jeremy and Savage are going to work together. their strategies are so similar, and their target's going to be so similar. I think this is the tribe that has just a whole bunch of wild cards.
Yeah.
With Kimmy and Keith and Cass. Steven, unfortunately, doesn't have any alliances. Monica, I think, is a big wild card. Sierra doesn't really have anyone. I think her and Monica are close because of the Laura connection. So I think that's a pretty good alliance. Other than that, I don't think there's anything set. But I think Jeremy and Andrew both have the mentality of we need to keep Joe.
Yep, and I was going to say, I think Savage, Jeremy, and Joe, that's a strong alliance, and they're going to get some people around them. So I think they're all three safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think most vulnerable are Steven and Cass. Unless Kimmy is just super annoying.
Yeah, I would agree, Steven and Cass.
But I think they're going to want to take out these people who they think are untrustworthy and very smart players, and that's Cass and Steven. So I think it's just a matter of which one goes first, unfortunately.
So none of them have played with Cass or Steven.
Tasha played with Cass.
I meant none of the three males.
Oh, yeah. You know, if we're going...
Savage was really, like, in his pregame interview, he was gung-ho about Steven.
Yeah, I agree. He's like, Steven, unfortunately, is like Skinny Ryan 2.0 in this scenario.
Did he actually say that?
No, he didn't say that.
Oh, okay. So, but here's the thing. I think Steven is smart enough that even if they do get rid of Steven, it's not going to be a unanimous vote. Steven will have numbers. And I think Cass is going to be one of his numbers. I think he's smart enough to see on his tribe that Cass is not going to be in the popular group, and neither is he. And maybe Kimmy, and potentially even Tasha. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Keith will just side with the guys. That seems like his strategy.
Agreed.
So I think that's a vote for him. I can see sort of Tasha aligning with them. If Steven was like, oh, yeah, me, Cass, and Kimmy, come on, Tasha. I think Tasha would be not his game. So I think if the real swing votes are Sierra and...
I'm wondering if Sierra and Monica don't become the swing in this, then.
That's what I was about to say. I said I think the real swing votes are Monica and Sierra.
Well, like... I mean, in the past, Sierra went with the Misfits, right? Like, Sierra went with Katie and Hayden rather than Tyson, Monica, and Jervis.
Yeah,
she
but...
has kind of a wild streak in her.
She does, but I don't think Steven has enough numbers to pull it off. Because especially if he does align with Cass, I think that actually hurts him more. Because now you're taking a person that people are weary of, and now let's add an alliance with another person people are weary of.
Right.
So I still think it's between Steven and Cass. They just have to choose which one they want to get out first. What are you leaning towards?
I think Savage really wants Steven out.
Yeah, I'm thinking, unfortunately, Steven is 19th place. He gets Rob Sesternino'd.
So here's what I have. I have Savage, Jeremy, Joe, and Keith voting for Steven. I have Tasha voting for Steven.
Yeah.
Sierra and Monica, I guess, go along with that.
Yeah, I think so. I think Kimmy would even go along with it, and I think Cass and Steven may try, vote for someone else, because Cass isn't afraid to vote for whoever she wants.
Right. So who do you think they go for? Do they go for the head?
Yeah, they go for Steven.
No, who do you think Cass and Steven go for?
Oh, I would probably say Steven's the type of guy that he would I think he would try to work with Jeremy and Savage. I think I don't know. So they could convince him, yeah, maybe we're taking out Keith or Kimmy or something like that. So I could see them trying to do that sort of, or I could see them saying, well, let's try to get Savage out. So I think those are the two options. But ultimately, doesn't really matter either way.
I'm just creating a voting history chart, so I say
Gotcha.
let's say they're going for Kimmy. I don't think Steven would go for Savage this early.
Yeah. All right. Now we come to a big thing, a 3-tribe switch.
Okay, so I'm going to randomize who's on what tribe. Give me just a second.
The other tribe, by the way, is Angkor, Angkor.
And then it stays with Bayon and Takeo, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to enter the names. So how we're going to do it is I put them in a list randomizer. People who come up 1 through 6 are going to be the Takeo tribe. People who come up 7 through 12 are going to be the Bayon tribe. And people who come up the last 6, I guess, are going to be the Angkor tribe. Now, here's the thing. We don't actually know are they going to split it up so that it's an even representation, or is it just going to be 100% random? So the way we're doing it, 100% random. That may not be exactly how it ends up on the show. So
Correct.
On the Takeo tribe, PG,
Ooh.
Vetus, Cass, Keith, Jeremy, and Joe.
Oh, this is interesting.
That's an interesting tribe. On the Bayon tribe, we have Terry, Sierra, Monica, Jeff Varner, Ellie Wigglesworth, and Tasha, which is an even split between former Bayon and former Takeo. And then on the Angkor tribe, we have Andrew Savage, we have Shireen, we have Spencer, Wu, Kelly Wentworth, and Kimmy.
Is there one tribe? Yeah, one tribe has 4 women, and the other one has only 2. Do you think that's a problem? Would they try to do it 3-3-3?
They haven't in the past. I mean, sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But
Okay.
there have been.
We'll just say they won't then. So these are very interesting tribes. So let's pause for a minute and take a look. Bayon tribe, I think this actually is really good for Varner. I think you have Terry Wigglesworth and Varner together. I think that's a really good core group. And I think they could convince Sierra and Monica to vote Tosh out.
Yep, I completely agree.
Or vice versa. They're like, Tosh should come with us. These two are an obvious pair. So I think that has good upswing. Varner definitely benefited from that.
Yeah.
And I think the girls less so. Let's look at Takeo.
Vetus and PG are in trouble.
Wild
but
card.
Cass is a wild card. It's Jeremy, Joe, and Keith, presuming they stay together. Then it's Vetus and PG, and then Cass kind of duck.
Yeah. Yep. That one could be very interesting as well. And then Angkor, what do we have? Spencer, Wu. That's an interesting. Savage, Shireen, Kelly, and Kimmy.
I think Savage is in big trouble on that tribe.
I think Shireen, Spencer, and Kelly Wentworth already have an alliance. I think they could easily get Wu. We're from the same tribe, Wu. So I think it's just a matter of, Are they going to get rid of Savage, or are they going to get rid of Kimmy first?
And I think it would be. I think Spencer would get rid of Savage in a heartbeat.
So yeah, this is very interesting. All right, it's time for immunity idols. So we're going to say that the Bayon idol is already gone, so those people cannot find one. There is still one on Takeo, and there's going to be one. Obviously, they're at the challenge, but there'll be one on Angkor as well.
Okay, so for the Takeo tribe,
are we going back down to 25% now?
I just did 50.
Okay.
So no one finds it on the Takeo tribe. They apparently are too busy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Eating rice to worry about an idol. And for the Angkor tribe, it is found. It is found. So either Spencer, Wu, Wentworth, Shireen, Savage, or Kimmy will find an idol.
What if Savage finds it?
That's going to throw a huge wrench into things because I bet he'd play it. Anyway, and it is found by number 5, which is Andrew Savage.
Wow.
That throws a wrench into everything. So I assume we're going with the fact that 2 people win immunity?
Yes, 2 tribes win immunity.
Okay,
yep.
So we're going to do 1, 2, or 3. The first one's going to be the first immunity winner. The second one will be the second immunity winner. So the first immunity winner is the Takeo tribe.
All right.
So Vetus, PG, Jeremy, Joe, Keith, and Cass are all safe for another round.
I think that was pretty obvious that they were going to win.
Yep. And so it'll be either Bayon or Angkor who will be going to tribal council. And it will be Bayon winning, meaning that Angkor goes to tribal council. So we're going to get this is really instant gratification for this situation here.
So you think they're going to target Savage?
That would be my guess, assuming they don't know that he has an idol.
Yeah. So then Savage, I think, would use his idol.
I would agree. My only question is, would they target, what are the chances that they target Kimmy instead of Savage?
Yeah, so they either A, they target Kimmy, B, they target Savage and he uses his idol, and then the question is, who does he go for? Because I could see him going for either Spencer or Shireen.
You know what they could do, though? It is 4-2. They could split the vote.
Do you think they would?
I think Spencer and Shireen would come up with the idea at the least.
So they would go 2 for Savage, 2 for Kimmy. Does Kimmy vote with them? Does Kimmy stay with Savage? Are they tight?
If it were a 3-3, I would say yes, Kimmy stays with Savage. Since it is a 4-2, she might go over and sell Savage out.
So then we say it's 3 for Savage, 2 for Kimmy, and 1 for, let's just say he votes out Spencer.
Yeah.
But he plays his idol, saves himself, which means Kimmy would go.
Yep.
Are we good with that?
I think that's exactly what's going to happen if this is the situation.
All right. So Kimmy gets the next one out. No hidden immunity idol anymore, though, for Savage. Do they get re-hidden or not till the merge?
I'm going to say no. I think that just adds in too many.
Okay.
Give me just a second here. Format cells. So we're saying Kimmy goes home.
All right.
Give me 1 second to sneeze. Okay.
All right. So the next thing we have to do is, does anyone on Takeo find the idol yet?
Yes.
All right. Will Joe find 2 hidden immunity idols?
It's very possible. So either Vetus, PG, Jeremy, Joe, or Keith, or Cass. It will be number 6, which is Cass.
Whoa. Again, very interesting. Cass with an idol. All right. So now
Okay.
it's time. Who wins immunity? Oh, I sort of hope Takeo loses. That could be very interesting.
Okay, so the first immunity winner is Bayon.
All right.
So either Angkor will go back or it will be Takeo, and we'll get to deal with this Cass idol. And the second immunity winner is Angkor.
Takeo is doing the tribal council. All right.
So I think the rule here is don't find an idol.
So, looking at this, we said Jeremy, Joe, Keith are a block. I think they're going to try to get rid of Cass next.
Jeremy, Joe, Keith are a block. Vetus and PG are in trouble.
But I think they're going to target Cass, and they're going to get Vetus and PG on their side. They're like, let's all get rid of Cass.
Okay, so their logic for doing that would be that if they want to stay strong, they need Vetus. So, but
Yes.
what stops them for just going for PG? Like, why is Cass?
Because none of them trust Cass. Cass isn't on their side anyways, and they have the numbers to still get PG and Vetus off next.
So then what are the chances that Vetus and when they go up to Vetus and PG and say, let's get Cass, Vetus and PG go to Cass and try to cause a tie, which I think Cass would be more than willing to do.
And there's definitely that potential. The other potential is Cass plays her idol. Either way, let's just assume we can say that they vote with Cass or they don't. Either way, I think Cass would use her idol and will take out one of the other three.
Yeah, so I think it's clear that Jeremy, Joe and Keith are going to vote for Cass.
Yeah,
and they're all going to get canceled out.
Yeah.
So, do you think that Vetus and PG vote with them, or do you think that they vote with Cass? My inclination would be that Vetus is the type of person who would go vote with Cass.
Okay, we can say they vote with Cass.
So then who do they vote out?
That's a good question. Who is Cass nervous about?
I would say they're not voting out Keith.
Yeah. Is it one of those things of, does Jeremy have a swagger? I mean, is he cocky? Like, I could see them being like, let's take this guy out, you know, or they're like, Joe is going to win everything. He's so darn likable. I sort of see them targeting Joe.
Yeah, I was leaning towards Joe as well.
Does Joe use his idol? I don't think he does.
No. Because he would have to expect Cass to have an idol.
Yeah. I think Vetus and PG can convince them that they're voting with them to get Cass out. So then Joe is gone.
So there's no idols in the game until the merge.
All right.
This is pure Survivor, uncut, unfiltered. Okay. We are at the final 16.
We are.
And the winner of immunity is the Bayon tribe.
Wow. Terry. Win it for his tribe.
Right. Well, I mean, their girls are really strong, too. I mean, Sierra Monica Tasha, that's a good, strong girl.
Yeah.
And the second winner of immunity is Angkor. So Takeo is going back.
Now, this is where it gets interesting. Do we say PG, Vetus, Cass are still in this sort of alliance together?
I think they just go for Jeremy.
Do they go for Jeremy or do they go for Keith?
I think they'd go for Jeremy.
You don't think
what impetus do they have to vote Keith out?
Just trying to keep the tribe strong, to not lose
you think
again.
Cass really cares about that?
Cass, no. I'm thinking Vetus. I think Vetus is in control there.
Do you think this becomes a thing if like Cass wants to get Jeremy out and Vetus wants to get Keith out, that Cass just says screw it and goes back with Jeremy and Keith?
I can't see her aligning with Jeremy and Keith at all.
Yeah, I kind of agree. So you think Beatus is in control here? Do you think that he placates to Cass, knowing that she's kind of a wild card?
Maybe. We can go with Jeremy. I'm fine with that. Boy, if I said at the beginning, I think Jeremy has a really good shot at winning this season, but just with the way this tribe worked out, it all went downhill for him.
So do you think they still vote for Cass?
Yeah, I think they still try. I don't see them getting Cass on their side. So I think they try to say, listen, let's just get Cass out now. She's a huge wild card. She'll flip with anyone.
Yeah,
but I think
agree.
they still get Jeremy out.
Okay, we have one more round of this this tribe configuration. Then we're going to go back to 2 tribes. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The winner of immunity is Takeo.
Oh.
Winner of immunity part Deuce is Bayon.
Angkor going back. Bayan is the new tribe to beat. I think this is a pretty no-brainer. They're all going to vote out Savage.
Yep.
And that whole alpha male alliance is just dead in a row. Joe, Jeremy, then Savage.
And do you think you target Spencer again?
He would try to get Wu on his side, and he would probably try to get Kelly Wentworth, the 3 of them, to get rid of either Shireen or Spencer.
I'll just say Spencer.
Because he's not going to go out without a fight.
Right. But yeah, the only vestige of that alpha male alliance is
Keith. All right, now things get interesting again.
Okay, 2 tribes. I assume we're going to go back to Bayon and Takeo.
Sure. And you know, every single person voted out after the 3 tribes was from Bayon.
Ooh, really? I didn't even notice that.
Joe, Jeremy, Savage, Kimmy.
Okay, so 7 people per tribe. The new Takeo tribe is Terry, Kelly Wigglesworth, Spencer, Varner, Wu, Tasha, and PG. Which means the old Bayon could have a chance because they're going to be the majority on the 2nd tribe, which is Kelly Wentworth, Shireen, Cass, Vetus, Monica, Sierra, and Keith.
Why are Monica and Sierra always together?
Just how it works, man. When you're the best of friends.
Again, I think we have some really interesting stuff here. Let's see who wins. I'd be surprised if Bayon won just from looking at it challenge-wise, but since we're doing it random.
Right. Well, and challenges can be anything. So the winner of immunity is the Bayon tribe.
All right. This, I think, is where Spencer goes home.
Really?
You have Terry Wigglesworth and Varner. Obviously, you have the 3 Kageon people together, and they're going to PG's in the middle, and I think they're going to be like, we have to get rid of these Kageon people.
Oh, that's a good point. I think you're right.
So the 4 of them are all going to vote out Spencer.
Let's see. We got.
And Varner's been itching to vote out Spencer.
And do you think Spencer goes for Varner?
No, I think he goes for maybe Terry.
Okay.
Be like, guys, we need to get him out now before the merge sort of a thing.
I don't know. Do you think Terry's still going to be as much of a physical threat? David, you still there? David?
Hey,
Oh, hey, you're back. Okay. I
sorry
don't
about
know what
that.
happened.
So yeah, I don't know what happened either. But like I was saying, I think unless Varner was really good at convincing Spencer that they're all voting out PG, which I don't think would happen, I think they would go for Terry, and the other four would all vote for Spencer out.
And why Spencer instead of Tasha? Just because he's kind of the head of the snake?
Yeah, and like I said, Varner's been wanting to get Spencer out from day one. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, and then the winner of immunity for this round, the final 13, the last round before the merge. Takeo wins, so Bayan's going to Tribal Council. And this is where it gets interesting because now the old Bayan is in the majority in this tribe, even though in the game they are far outmatched.
Yes, unfortunately, that is Keith, Cass, Monica, and Sierra, and I don't think their bond is that good.
Right.
Actually, the only people I see, Monica and Sierra are a pair. Wentworth and Shireen, I think, are a pair.
Do you think that Vetus and Cass still have some loyalty to each other?
I think they still have some loyalty, and I think they'll snatch up Keith, and they'll take out whichever one they want.
Really?
So
With
Vetus
Kelly and Shireen?
and Keith are in the majority. Who do you think they take out?
Kelly, you think Keith will
Maybe
go
Monica or Sierra? Well, no. Oh, sorry. We have Vetus and Sierra together. They'll
Right, that's what I'm
obviously try
like.
to work together.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, so maybe they take out a Wentworth or Shireen.
Do you think Cass, Vetus and Cass, since they are a pair, or theoretically a pair, do you think Cass would be willing to go with Sierra and Monica? Or do you think Keith would be willing to stick with them since they were together on that kind of...
The other thing is they all just vote Keith out.
It's right before the merge. They're not going to do that.
Okay. So who's the threat here?
Vetus is the biggest threat.
What?
Vetus is the biggest threat.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough people who want him out though.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, like, in terms of real world. So here's how I think it's happening. Vetus, Sierra, Monica together. Kelly, Shireen together. You have Keith and Cass. Do you think both Keith and Cass would go with Kelly and Shireen?
I don't think they both would.
Neither do I. So that means either Kelly, Shireen, or whichever one of them does. So do you think they both go with Vetus, Sierra, and Monica?
Yeah.
Okay. So which one of the Kelly and Shireen do you think they would get rid of?
Maybe Shireen? I don't know.
Well, Keith has Keith has just barely a relationship with Kelly Wentworth just in terms of old season.
Yeah.
Do you think that means anything?
No. I think Shireen they may think is smarter.
I would agree with that.
Knows the game better, you know?
Yeah, I would agree. I think they would go for Shireen.
Okay. And they vote out, I don't know, Cass or Monica or Sierra.
I think they would go for... I think they'd go for Keith because they know Vetus doesn't want to vote out Sierra, and they know Vetus has a prior tribeship with Cass.
Okay.
And that's the pre-merge.
All right, we have merged. So our final 12 are Terry Wigglesworth, Varner, Wu, Tasha, PG, Cass, Wentworth, Vetus, Monica, Sierra, and Keith.
Okay, so the question before we start. For the merge, do we rehide idols?
We rehide one idol.
Okay. So the first thing we have to do is decide if someone finds an idol. There's a 25% chance, and no one finds an idol.
Okay.
Now we just need to decide immunity. Are we going with one or two people win immunity?
How many men are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men and
7 women.
7 women. I think just one.
Okay. The winner of immunity is number 5, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Kelly Wigglesworth.
All right.
It was a no Survivor Borneo challenge. That was the challenge. Who knows Survivor Borneo the best? Which I'm still actually not sure that Kelly Wigglesworth would win.
I'm just going to say this. I think Cass may go out first.
I would agree. I think most people can get behind that.
I think everyone's just going to be like, let's all get Cass out. I think
Cass integral to anyone's alliance at this point.
The only person would be Vetus, who thinks he can use Cass, but he's still leery. I don't think he's ever fully trusted Cass, you know?
Well, and now he has Sierra and Monica, now that he's kind of paired up with them. Okay, so I can agree Cass goes out. So, does anyone not vote out Cass?
What?
Does anyone not vote out Cass?
Only if Keith was out of the loop.
No, I think they'd get him in. I think it's 11 for 12.
I think it's pretty solid.
Okay, so who does Cass vote for?
Cass votes for Tasha.
Okay. I'm surprised she survived that long. We logicked our way into that, but whoo.
All right. So now 33% chance idol.
Someone finds it.
What?
And it is Jeff Varner finds the idol.
Oh, that's going to be very helpful
for him. And the winner of immunity is 1, 2, 3, 4. Kelly Wigglesworth.
Whoa, immunity streak already. 2 in a row.
Challenge beast.
All right, let's look at alliances now. We have Terry Wigglesworth Varner. We have Vetus, Sierra, Monica. Those are our main 3. Now we have Wu, Tasha. We have PG. PG, I think, sides with Terry Wigglesworth Varner.
Completely
they
agree.
Sort of brought her in. Keith. And Wentworth. Wentworth is mad at Vetus, Monica, Sierra because they just voted Shireen out.
You think she goes back to Varner?
I think Varner's like, hey, we still have something. I want to go all the way with you. I think she could go with Varner. So that leaves Keith, Wu, Tasha. Now, at the same time, they sort of had this deal with Vetus. Vetus was sort of part of their original group. You know?
Who has a deal with Vetus?
So maybe they still try to target these fringe people like Wu. Maybe they're like, we don't want Wu to winning all the challenges. He's a big threat.
I think I think Cagayan is gonna go home.
Yeah. So I'm thinking either Tasha or Wu is the next target.
I think they go for Wu just because of the challenge threat. Like, even though Tasha won more challenges, she's not as apparent of a threat.
Okay. So, yeah, again, I think it's going to be everyone except maybe Tasha and Wu.
And who do they vote for?
What?
Who did they vote for?
They were just like, I don't know,
Like
Keith
Terry because he's a threat?
or Vetus or Terry. I don't know. Who do you think?
Let's go
I'll
Vetus.
defer this one to you.
So we're thinking
What'd
that
you say?
Tasha can win immunity. Right?
Say that one more time.
We're thinking that Tasha needs to win immunity.
Who did they vote for?
Woo.
No, who did Wu and Tasha vote for?
Vetus.
What?
Vetus.
Vetus. Okay.
Sorry, I thought I said that.
It's cutting out, so I can only hear the S. I hear.
They voted for. How do you not get that?
So Wu
for this
goes.
the final 10. We're thinking that Tasha needs to win immunity in order to save herself.
Probably.
Okay, so I will randomly select an immunity winner. The winner is Monica.
Monica wins immunity. Okay. Yeah, again, I think they're going to target Tasha. I think final 9 is when people are going to make their move.
And who does Tasha vote for? Vetus again?
Sure.
Okay. It matters so much.
And now Kageon is dead.
So what happens now?
What happens now? All right. So let's do immunity.
Oh, you want to do immunity first? Terry.
Terry wins immunity. All right. I think they're going to target Monica or Sierra. I think Varner's scary of them. Probably Sierra because she has such close ties with Venus.
Okay, so you think it's Vetus, Sierra, Monica, and everyone else?
Now, here's the thing. I think Varner's going to try to say, oh, yeah, Vetus, we're voting out Keith. Let's get rid of Keith. Whether Vetus buys that or not, I don't know. But that's what Varner will say. But, yeah, I think PG, Wentworth, Varner, Wigglesworth, Terry, all are going to vote out Sierra. Monica, Vetus, Sierra are all going to vote for someone. And then Keith, I think he would probably bond with, like, Terry. So I think they could be like Terry. Although he has been in a tribe with Vetus, Monica, and Sierra. Vetus for a while. So maybe Vetus has Keith in his back pocket.
Yeah, so you think it's Vetus, Keith, Sierra, Monica.
So maybe it's a 5-4. Sierra goes home.
Who's the swing? Not that someone would swing over, but who in the 5 is the lowest? You think PG or Kelly?
I think they would try to get PG because they know Wentworth is mad. Right. So I think that they.
Do you think PG goes with that group? I think she sticks with Varner and Terry.
Yeah, the old school.
So who are they voting out, Sierra or Monica?
I think they vote out Sierra because they want to break Sierra Vetus.
And who are they voting for? Like Kelly then? Terry? No, Terry has immunity.
Wentworth? They vote out Wentworth. They think that they don't know that she's really with them, and obviously she's sort of against them, so they would vote out Kelly. They try to convince everyone to vote Kelly out. Wentworth.
Okay. So Sierra is gone. Final 8.
All right. Who wins immunity?
There's going to have to be a flip here at some point. Winner of immunity is the challenge beast herself, Kelly Wigglesworth.
That's pretty amazing. All right. So now Vetus is upset. Vetus realizes he's on the out. So what is he going to do about it?
He's going to refocus his sights on PG.
He's going to try to get PG out. Or is he trying to get PG on his side?
He's going to refocus his sights on getting PG on his side.
Okay. So, like, come with us, but right with Vetus, Monica, and tie at 8-8. Or 4-4, I mean.
Yeah, and I think PG would actually do that because she knows, like, she's a smart enough player to know that she's in 5th place on her alliance. Because I think the final 3 on that alliance is, like, if everything goes the way they say, it's Varner, Terry, and Wigglesworth. It's going to be an old school final 3. And she knows that.
I could see Wentworth sneaking in there, but...
yeah, I mean, depending on immunities and stuff, but I think Varner sees it as him, Terry, and Wigglesworth. Or maybe he pulls Terry, he takes Terry out at 4, but...
That's what I'm thinking. He may say, let me take the 2 Kellys. I think I can beat them.
Right. So if it is a 4-4 tie, let's say PG goes with Monica, Vetus, and Keith. It's a 4-4 tie. Not even thinking about who is going to get each vote. There's 2 questions. 1, does Varner recognize that PG has left him and play his idol? And 2, does anyone flip after the tie?
See, I don't think PG flips with them.
Really?
I think Varner and her have a deal. I think PG has never been in the majority before. If you look on her previous season, so right. I think that she would be like, "Hey, I'm in this thing. I have some deals with some people." At least not yet. I don't think that she would switch yet. There's still 3 of them. And I don't think she knows that Wentworth, is as close to Varner or anything. So I think I have guaranteed final 4 right here. If I flip over, I'm still 4th.
That's a good point.
So what's her motivation for flipping?
I like that. So who are we targeting then?
I think he goes for Vetus. I think obviously Vetus now knows that they're against him. He's obviously the biggest threat.
And do you think Vetus's argument is get rid of Varner? Like to PG, get rid of the head of the snake?
Maybe. Yeah, probably. I actually think he'd try to work Terry over also because they have sort of a thing going,
Right. But I think it's a 5-3 vote, Vetus, and the minority alliance votes out Varner.
Sure. So Vetus is gone.
Immunity goes to Terry.
Terry, all right. At this point, the easy one is they vote out Keith.
Right.
Does anything happen? Does anyone flip on Varner? I don't think Wigglesworth does. I don't see Terry does. He's too loyal.
Terry's too loyal, and he knows he's in the final 4 at the worst possible.
Yeah.
And I don't think Wentworth and PG are the only. If they got together and talked about it and kind of strategized, they could flip against that alliance.
Yeah, I mean, Monica's pretty smart. I think she could try to say, "Come on, guys, we need to get rid of these guys."
But the problem is, right now, your minority alliance is Monica and Keith.
Yeah, but
is there a strong bond between those 2?
Yeah, I don't know. I think what happens is maybe they try something that doesn't work, and ultimately, every single person, including Monica, votes Keith out.
I could actually see that happening. Or Monica votes Keith out just to kind of.
Yeah, I think Monica tries to do something but realizes it doesn't work, so not going to rock the boat.
Who does Keith vote for?
What?
Who does Keith vote for?
Keith votes for PG.
Okay, final 6.
The final 6. All right.
The winner of immunity is
Monica win immunity.
no, the challenge beast.
Kelly wins immunity again. Wigglesworth.
Dude, you thought it was a fluke in Borneo.
All right. Is this gonna be Monica straightforward? Let's see. For Varner, I don't think he has any reason to change.
Right.
I
Nor
think
does
he
Terry.
thinks Monica a big threat. I don't think Wigglesworth doesn't know.
I don't think anyone wants to take Monica to the final 3 because all her friends are sitting there on the jury.
Exactly. Yeah. She
So I
doesn't
think-
win. I think she's out.
And she'll vote for. I think she'd try to convince them that Varner's the biggest threat.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the final 5, which is where this gets interesting because I can actually see a couple of different scenarios playing out
Yep.
here.
I agree.
Let's
all-
do immunity first.
Who wins immunity?
PG wins immunity.
Who?
PG.
PG. All right. I think
Varner
this is
has
very.
an idol and he will play it. He's not
Yeah.
stupid enough to go home with an idol in his pocket.
I actually think this is where Varner turns on either Wigglesworth or Terry. I think he's like.
So, I think there's scenarios.
Wentworth hasn't really done anything. I'm gonna take her. PG has immunity. She's not really done anything either. They're both goats. Let's get rid of Terry or Wigglesworth. Who does he go for?
Here's my question though.
Yes.
There are theoretically there are two obvious options: Varner, Terry, Kelly, Wigglesworth, or Varney, PG, Kelly, Wentworth. If in his mind,
Yes.
or he could go the Kathy Vavrick O'Brien route, vote out one like Terry or Wigglesworth this round, and then Kelly or PG next round, and try to take the 2 worst people with him.
Yeah.
Which who do
Yeah.
you think in order? Like who would be the winner? I think most people would probably vote for Varner.
I think at this point, he may actually take out Wigglesworth because she has been winning immunity challenge after immunity challenge,
That's
which
a
has
good
probably gained some respect. Terry's won like
wants it to
one
be
challenge,
Final 4.
PG's won one, but they probably like, I don't want Wigglesworth to win again just so I have options. If
He
she's
votes her out with Wentworth and PG and leaves Terry kind of out of the loop.
no, I think he brings Terry in the loop.
Do you think Terry would go for that?
Varner goes, Terry, we need you to win immunity. Kelly's been kicking your butt. We have to get her out. I don't know. Obviously, it doesn't matter either way. What are they going to do about it? He could tell him right as they're going to tribal council, sort of a thing.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Or
Wigglesworth is
keep him out. Either one. But I think Varner would be smart enough not to just completely alienate him. All right, so our final 4, Terry, Varner, PG, and Kelly Wentworth. Who wins the final immunity challenge?
Give me 1 second here to find out. Okay, so it's 1 through 4. A 1 is Varner, 2 is Terry, 3 is Wentworth, 4 is PG. Kelly Wentworth.
Wow. All right, so at this point, I think Varner has no other option of to vote Terry out.
Correct. Do you think that Terry tries to rally the 2 girls to vote Varner out?
No, I think he's just like, all right, we get PG out.
Okay. So do you think? So you think that Terry goes home then, 3-4 or 3-1?
I think Varner will be like PG's sort of a goat. I think she wasn't in control of anything. She was just sort of there for votes. And I think Terry at least has a little more respect from people in the game than PG does.
Okay. I don't disagree.
So let's break this down. Then we have our final three. We have 8 people on the jury. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Starting with Woo, Tasha, Sierra Vitas, Keith, Monica, Kelly Wigglesworth, and Terry. So let's go. Who does Woo vote for?
Okay, well, let's see. Wu started out on a tribe with Varner. He then went to a tribe with Kelly Wentworth, and went back with Varner and PG. Started with Varner and PG. Everyone voted him out. Like, all 3 of them voted him out. He voted...
I see him doing a weird thing. Like, I don't see him...
vote with Kelly Wentworth.
He would not?
He did against Savage. Well, no, they split the vote. I forgot about that. So he must have been pretty close with Kelly. I don't know. What do you think?
Let's go back to him. Who do you think Tasha votes for?
Okay, so Tasha actually was on a tribe with Varner and PG and was never on a tribe with Kelly Wentworth before the merge. Obviously, all of them voted her out. Let's see. She voted against Varner and PG the one time that they went to tribal council. Whether or not that matters is you can decide. I think, like, she voted for Wu last time, so she clearly respects people who kind of keep their promises and are loyal to their people. I think she would not vote for Kelly Wentworth because, hell, I don't know. What do you think?
I think she votes for Varner.
Okay, Sierra.
I can see her either voting for Wentworth or Varner. Now, they had some bad blood. I mean, they were part of the group that voted Shireen out against Wentworth. I think Vitas votes for Varner. Would you agree with that one?
Yeah.
I think Keith votes for Kelly Wentworth.
Yeah.
Like, I know Kelly.
Monica. I'm
What do you
thinking
think?
Monica probably votes for probably Kelly Wentworth.
Okay, I think Kelly Wigglesworth votes for
Kelly was in the group that voted out Shireen.
I think Monica's one of those that respects women who, like, she voted for Natalie. You know, I can see her being like, oh, Varner's like a Russell sort of a thing.
That's a good point. Okay.
I think Kelly Wigglesworth will still vote for Varner.
Yep. And so the only question is, will both Terry and Wu vote for Kelly Wentworth?
One, two, three, four, five.
Who did Terry vote for?
Who am I missing? Who?
Wu and Terry are the 2.
Yeah, I only have 5 votes though.
I have 4 votes for Varner, Kelly Wigglesworth, Vitas, Sierra, Tasha. I have 2 votes for Kelly Wentworth, Monica, and Keith.
Okay. Terry may be very mad at Varner.
Who did he vote for in Panama?
He voted for Aris.
And Danielle was the one who voted him out. So he hated Aris, but he apparently...
He likes strong alpha males and people who were in control. I think he'd vote for Varner.
I agree. So do you think... So the last one is Wu. So Varner's the winner.
Who votes for PG?
He gets the, like, he wants another Asian winner. Is that what it is?
I think he's like, I don't know. I just see him doing an odd, random vote. So Varner is the winner with Kelly Wentworth in second place, and PG in third.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this season?
Well, I think that one of the inherent flaws with doing this sort of thing is you can never calculate, like you can never figure out when flips are going to happen and who's going to be persuaded by what argument. So while I think this is a good simulation in terms of like what most Survivor seasons would be, which is kind of an alpha alliance kind of walking its way through the game and cutting a swath and cutting out the minority alliance and then picking, while I think that is exactly what happens on most seasons, there's always that inherent flaw that we have no idea, if PG is persuaded by Vetus at the final 8. Like, you know what I mean? But
I even think, it all comes down to, like, Varner, we won, but it could have winning, but it could very easily gone another way just depending on how the tribes work. And he got very lucky on all the tribe swaps that he was with Kelly Wigglesworth and Terry the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of luck that got involved because I don't necessarily think that this is how it's going to be played out at all. I think it'd be an interesting season. I'd enjoy watching it, but I don't think it's quite going to be like this at all. But I just
that being said, I love Varner, and I would love for him to win, but I want him to win.
Absolutely.
Like, this to me feels very much like blood versus water and Tyson's victory.
It does, yes. I agree.
So I want Varner to win in a more spectacular way than that.
Yeah. The only difference is if it was blood versus water, he probably would have just went with Terry and Kelly Wigglesworth instead of PG and Wentworth. But
right.
In that sense, it's almost more like Redemption Island, where Boston Rob takes, he had alliance with everyone, but he just takes the two biggest goats. But yeah, I think it'd be an interesting season. Like I said, I think this could easily flip. The Jeremy Joe Savage alliance could make it much, much farther in the game, end up winning the game. They just got really bad luck with our tribe swaps.
Mm-hmm. Which of those three do you think is most likely to win? I know you like Jeremy.
Probably Jeremy. But if Joe makes to the final 3, though, he could win for sure. All right. Let's talk about a few things. Who here surprised you the most at how far they got in the game? Who do you think would probably not actually make it this far?
I think Cass won't make it to the merge.
Yeah, I think that's a big upset there with Cass.
But again, she got very lucky.
Yeah. Any early people that surprised you?
Shireen. I think she'll make it further.
Yeah, maybe Shireen. Like I said, Jeremy or Savage. One of them I could see going a lot farther.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone like Monica is probably going to be getting at least, far into the merge no matter what.
Right.
I actually think
Kelly Wentworth, I think, is the same way.
And I think PG is also the same way, of that she has no strong alliances and that she can be used whichever way the wind blows, whoever wants to snatch her up. And Keith the same way. So all of them have potential of getting far, but them winning is fairly low.
Yeah. I think I think PG might want it too bad. Like, she's going to be afraid to do anything too crazy because she just wants to win so bad.
Yeah. Who knew Kelly Wigglesworth was going to be the challenge dominator again?
Right. Kelly, well, she did it in Borneo. She can do it 15 years later.
Yeah. But I think it was all random, but I think it would be fairly true that Varner really wouldn't win any immunity challenges.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on the style of immunity challenge.
But
You know,
most like we've seen a lot of endurance lately in the post merge and other things. I don't think Varner.
I think PG would do better if that's the case. If it's a lot of endurance, I think PG would do better than we gave her.
Yeah. Or Terry. I mean, Terry has a lot of endurance.
Yeah.
Unless it's balancing on the little
on water lilies.
Yeah. But we've seen recently that most of the immunity challenge post merge are something where they're just standing there.
I really hope they change that. That makes me so angry. They're horrible. The challenges lately have been really bad.
Yeah.
At least the post merge ones. The pre merge ones haven't been horrible.
But so, like we said, this is all completely fabricated. We have no spoilers here. We have no idea what happens. But I think this was fun. I enjoyed it, and I'm glad that you went down this rabbit hole with me, Jeff.
I'm happy I did too. And you know what? I'm really excited for our next upcoming podcast as well, in which we're going to find out what Kathy Sleckman thinks of the cast. And honestly, her superlatives are sometimes the best part of my Survivor season. So,
yeah. So, stay tuned for that. We'll be coming back and talking about this season and all of reality TV in general that we like to talk about. We had initially had our 100 seasons of reality television ranking. That's going to be a bigger ordeal. So it's going to be a little while before that. But we may still do some watch some seasons and do some quick recaps of the season as we get watch more and more to get to our rankings. But,
yeah.
So I am very much looking forward to the premiere. I think this could be a really great season no matter how it turns out. There's so many people here that I enjoy seeing and I can see myself rooting for. And I have to prepare myself. I think Varner's probably my favorite. I'm coming into this season. I'm trying to mentally prepare myself. Varner's out first. I have to be okay with that. There's still all these other people, you know. So I'm trying to. I'm just trying. I don't want my whole season to be, tainted. I don't want it to be. The only bad thing I think could happen if it was like, like, no offense, but if it was like Keith and and Kelly Wigglesworth and Monica in the final three somehow, like. I think that there's a lot of people that I'm fine, doing well. I'm okay with them winning. I hope that that I really like Steven to make it a long way. I would really like for Savage to make it a long way. But I have to be okay with the fact that most of them, quite a few of them are going to get out pretty early.
Right. And you know what? We've already had to deal with trauma for this season when, Shane and T-Bird didn't even make it on. So, we're starting to become okay with that, I think.
Yeah. But stay tuned and be sure to talk to us. We love your feedback. You can do that on our Facebook group, David and Jeff Survivor Podcast, or you can leave us comments on our website, survivorpodcast.blogspot.com.
And make sure you hit the subscribe button on iTunes. You can just have the podcast show up on your computer every single week. We'll just stop by. We're going to show up.
There you go. So thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. We will see you next time where we're talking more about Survivor Cambodia, Second Chances. Goodbye.
Bye.